I had a poster in my dorm room during my first year that read, "No pressure, no diamonds." And I often think about that sentiment. Taking on internships is difficult, especially as an art student when you're still unsure of how to package yourself. I often experienced imposter syndrome and felt overwhelmed by my workload. But it was that pressure that helped me mold my skills into something practical. I have a lot of soft skills. My experiences academically, professionally, and socially have equipped me with a range of valuable abilities that help me learn and connect with people. The equally lovely and terrifying thing about having more soft skills than hard skills is knowing what to do with them. This is a dilemma I imagine most undergraduate students in the arts face, which is why having internship experience or embarking on some form of experiential learning is crucial. These opportunities open doors to connections and possibilities that cannot be found within the walls of a classroom or lecture hall. Soft skills are malleable. They can take almost any shape. But which shape will I like best? Which shape will be most flattering? And ultimately, which shape will be most lucrative? My two internships, one with Osborne Holdings and one with Raleigh, helped shape the valuable soft skills I've acquired during my academic and professional careers. At Osborne Holdings, I entered the world of business copywriting. My role was to craft LinkedIn posts that made abstract marketing concepts understandable. It was a test of clarity. Could I take something technical and turn it into something relatable? Could I write for an audience very different from myself, mostly older, mostly male business owners, and still connect? That's where my arts background came in. I leaned on analogies, metaphors, the kind of storytelling I'd practiced in essays and creative writing. For example, I'd compare market orientation and shared goals within a workplace to a carefully crafted cosmopolitan. This analogy was especially effective because most of the marketing copy was directed toward business owners and hospitality services. These were small wins, but they mattered. I started to see that soft skills, like communication and creativity, weren't vague after all. They could harden into precise tools when tested. Of course, it wasn't always smooth. At first, I constantly second guessed myself. Was I oversimplifying? Was I professional enough? But with practice and with feedback, I grew more confident. I learned that sometimes clarity itself is professionalism. If Osborne Holdings was about anything, it was about drawing the first lines of the shape, learning to create boundaries, structure, and form through words alone. Then came Raleigh. Where Osborne Holdings gave me shape, Raleigh gave me color. Suddenly, I wasn't just working with words. I was designing posts, building carousels, experimenting with Canva, and helping shape a social media strategy from the ground up. Rally is a digital wellness festival for Gen Z students, their teachers, and parents. Its mission is to help teens take control of their digital lives and celebrate real, meaningful connections. Every post I made needed to carry that spirit. This role was very different from Osborne Holdings. There wasn't a clear structure. Keith and Bridget, the co founders, were carving out the internship role as I went. That was both intimidating and liberating. I had to adapt, self direct, and learn Canva quickly. My first posts were clunky. I remember staring at my laptop, watching tutorials in my free time, trying to figure out how to align text boxes and make graphics pop. But slowly, with practice, my posts began to take shape. They became clean, professional, and aligned with Raleig's vibrant voice. I had more room to play with Raleigh than I did with Osborne Holdings. I could pitch post ideas, experiment with metaphors, and research topics within the digital humanities that I found intriguing, like the reciprocal relationship between algorithms and language. The challenge here wasn't clarity, it was creativity. How do you distill something big, like the attention economy, or how social media trends influence the consumer behavior of Gen Z students, into a 5 slide Instagram carousel? It forced me to think critically, write tightly, and design with intention. Raleigh gave me freedom, but with it came responsibility. Osborne Holdings gave me structure and preset expectations. If Osborne Holdings was the shape, Raleigh was the color. And through these experiences, I learned how to combine the two. I learned that my strengths, adaptability, ideation, curiosity, and creativity, could compensate for weaknesses. At Osborne Holdings, I had no business background, but my knack for metaphor and analogy helped me bridge that gap. At Rally, I had no design training, but my adaptability helped me learn Canva quickly. I built relationships with mentors and collaborators. I saw how Keith and Bridget approached the challenges of building a startup with passion and vision. That was inspiring. It showed me that leadership is less about having all of the answers and more about shaping space for others to contribute. Most importantly, I realized that my humanities education matters in ways I hadn't expected. The same critical thinking I used to analyze literature helped me analyze online culture. The same storytelling instincts I use in essays helped me craft social media content that resonated. What once felt soft about my degree now feels substantial. These internships hardened my skills into something I can carry into the future. So now what? These experiences didn't just teach me Canva or copywriting. They taught me how I want to work. I want to be in roles where creativity meets strategy, where words meet visuals, where humanities meets technology. They taught me that I want to tell stories that matter, whether that's about business, wellness, culture, or tech. They taught me that adaptability isn't just a skill, it's a career strategy. And they gave me a network, mentors, collaborators, contacts, from whom I can learn as I shape my path forward. If I were advising other students, I'd say, don't be afraid of internships just because you don't think you have the hard skills. Let the experience shape you. Let your soft skills be tested, stretched, and refined. They're not less valuable. They're just waiting for the right mold. When I started, my skills felt like clay. Flexible, but formless. That ambitious but formless feeling I started with, it's not amorphous anymore. It's been refined and molded by my internship experiences. And that's the shape I'll carry forward.